This is file number 26W841852. I have Colton Lewis Smith, 26W842735. I have Giovanni Joseph Wilczewski, 26W841855. And I have Jiden Armani Adams, 26W842737A and B. All right. Why don't you get these guys on one side here or the other? Are you Mr. Poindexter? Yeah. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Let's slow down. Can you turn that podium to me? Thank you. Mr. Poindexter, your name. What's your name, sir?
Colton Smith.
What's your name?
My name is Chesky.
Your appearance?
Good morning, Mr. Shanky, on behalf of these three clients, Your Honor. We did have an opportunity to speak with them.
Wait 1 second. I want to get Mr. Perlman's appearance, please.
Good morning, Judge. Chef Perlman on behalf of Mr. Adams.
Mr. Adams?
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Don Adams.
All right. So you have two files. Okay, so let's just take these three gentlemen first of all. What are they going to do?
John, first off, a housekeeping issue.
And Detective Cern, I need your name. My apology.
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Cerno with the Woodhaven Police Department.
Yeah, I know conflict representing these two individuals at the arraignment. I did check with them. They had no issue with me handling their arrangements. That being said, I asked to all three we waive formally my final statement.
All right, so I'm entering not guilty pleas for each one of you. And it says, McDonald's employees did not want on property. Was told to leave, was there to harass the subject, took camera and went in to harass Joseph Lucrecio. Were they all in there doing that allegedly, Detective?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this was at a McDonald's?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm entering not guilty pleas, indicating that every one of them stand mute. I have not gotten yet to Mr. Adams. All right. I'm going to need you to fill out 4 different button sheets for me, will you please? Here you go. I got it. Okay. All right. Just put the names on there. So, gentlemen, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything. If you say something in or out of court, orally or in writing, it can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer at all subsequent court proceedings. If you ever choose to submit the question with law enforcement officials, you do have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that, Mr. Poindexter?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Mr. Wilczewski?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Perlman, for purposes of arraignment, how does your client wish to proceed?
For purposes of arraignment, Judge, my client would enter not guilty, please stand mute and waive formal reading of the information.
I will enter not guilty pleas for him, indicate that he stands mute on both the disturb the peace as well as the stalking charge. What can you add about that, Detective Cerna? You only charge him under local ordinance though, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, regarding the stalking charge, he made numerous unwanted contacts with Joseph Lucrecio throughout the day, and officers responded to multiple calls regarding this throughout the day.
Where does your client live at, Mr. Perlman?
Judge, my client lives in Texas. He has no criminal record. He had a right to be where he was, where this other gentleman was as well. But you know, he's not a flight risk. This is not obviously an assaultive offense. And you know, in terms of the you know, the nature of the allegations, I mean, my client maintains his innocence, but we would ask for a personal bond.
What are you asking for?
Yeah, all three of my clients recently graduated from high school in 2026. At least one of them is gainfully employed. The other two were dishwashers, but they're not employed anymore. However, Judge, they all have a strong family support system. They're not on probation, they have no priors. I would ask for a personal bond.
Detective Cernan, what are you asking for?
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to give some type of cash bond. Yesterday, I said the officers on the road had about approximately 3 calls come in regarding these gentlemen here causing some type of disturbance. So therefore, I'm asking for a cash bond.
Where do you guys, so Mr. Poindexter, you live in Rockwood?
Yes, sir.
Where do you live, Mr. Smith?
Brownstown.
How about you, sir?
I live in Rock.
You know how these guys hooked up with Mr. Adams here? I'm asking you, detective, do you know? He's from Texas and they're from,
I believe Mr. Adams is a social media online streamer. I believe these 3 gentlemen here saw his stream and wanted to meet up where he was streaming at regarding him following around this Joseph Crucio throughout the city of Woodhaven.
what kind of contacts did he have that would justify a stalking charge? Mr. Adams, I'm talking about.
Yeah, he was Joe was at the McDonald's in the morning, and they followed him back to his house shortly after. I know the officers transported Joe to the police station to get away from this Adams and his group of people, and they walked into our station lobby asking for him. And then the officers took him back to McDonald's, and the group here followed him back there again.
Your Honor, if I may,
Sure.
my client has actually a contract from the owner of the residence allowing to be at that residence. The complainant, he was squatting at that residence. My client was lawfully in that residence. Furthermore, he was at a McDonald's, and when he was asked to leave the property, he left the property. That's it. There was no stalking. The first time this person ever encountered my client was yesterday. My client had permission to be there from the owner, as opposed to the complainant who did not have permission to be there. So
They're just charged under local ordinance, just so as you know, that's just a 90 or 93-day misdemeanor. It's not the 1 year, but I'm not necessarily disagreeing. I don't know enough about the case. How much does your client make, Mr. Perlman, and whatever he does for a living?
Your Honor, I don't have that specific number at this time. I would just indicate that he is a public YouTube presence, which requires him to maintain his reputation and again resolve this legal matter. He's not a flight risk. His public identity is built on accountability and transparency. He live streams his activities and operates openly with law enforcement agencies across the country. In fact, the incident is available on YouTube right now. There's complete transparency. Again, this is not an assaultive offense. First time my client ever encountered this person was yesterday. He has the means to travel and the means to return, and the court can be assured, and he's retained counsel, and the court can be assured of his appearance through the standard conditions. And we're asking for a personal bond and that he be able to travel as required for his work. He's not a danger to the community. He's in fact assisted in the arrest and prosecution of dozens of people across multiple states in cooperation with law enforcement. So we're respectfully asking for a personal bond, Judge.
Mr. Poindexter, Mr. Wilczewski, and Mr. Smith, I'm going to give you a personal bond of $500. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. You're not to enter or go near 22172 West Road in the city of Woodhaven. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. You're not to have any contact no contact whatsoever with Joseph Lucrecio. You understand that? You cannot write, phone, see, text, email him. You cannot have anybody else do any of those things for you on your behalf. Do you understand that, Mr. Poindexter?
Sir.
Do you understand that, Mr. Smith? And do you understand that, Mr. Wojciechowski?
Sir.
I'm going to set the bond on the stalking case. I'll give you a $10,000 personal bond. You can leave the state without the consent of the court. Mr. Adams, you cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm telling you, no contact at all with this Joseph Lucrecio. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email him. You cannot go back to 22172 West Road in Woodhaven. No contact with prosecution witnesses. Again, no contact with Mr. Lucrecio. Do not have any contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. Has he been printed on this yet? Detective Cerna?
I'm sorry, was that Your Honor?
Has he been printed and photographed on this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you've already been printed and photographed, so I'm not going to order you to do that. But no contact with Joseph Lucrecio, no contact with prosecution witnesses. You cannot enter 22172 West Road, Woodhaven. I will let you Zoom for pretrials. The rest of you gentlemen, hang on one second.
Yes.
The rest of you gentlemen, you're going to have to appear here, okay? Unless you retain a lawyer. Go ahead. What's your question?
When we have the legal contract to be at the house,
I don't want to talk about that. If you want to talk to your lawyer, that's a legal question. You can ask him.
okay.
Okay?
So
Judge, may I address, and I apologize, may I address, there also the law enforcement has seized my client's camera equipment, which is about $120,000 worth of equipment. There's absolutely no need for them to have that. Everything that occurred yesterday pertinent to this investigation is available online. I'm sure they have access to it. I'm sure they've saved it, but there's absolutely no reason for them to keep the camera equipment, which is, again, my client's livelihood and valued at approximately $120,000.
Here's what I think the appropriate remedy is at this point. I'll give you the earliest possible court date that you want. You can talk to the Woodhaven city attorney and explain your position. And if he disagrees, you can file a motion and I will hear it on the first court date. Okay. I don't know why they would be preserving that unless if there's some that has some evidentiary value. I'll say that, but I'm not going to willy-nilly go ahead off the cuff and order anything, any return of anything right now. I'll give you a pretrial date. When do you want it? What day do you want to have this pretrial? I can give you. Can we do it earlier than July 27th?
There is an afternoon docket on July 13th.
What did I have with Brownstown? I mean, with Woodhaven?
Yes.
So let's do it July 13th at 1 p.m. for everybody, okay? July 13th at 1 p.m. And again, I would encourage you to call Mr. Urich. If he doesn't agree to the return, then you can file a motion and I'll hear it on July 13th, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
So anybody have any questions? Mr. Poindexter, Mr. Smith, Mr. Wilczewski, anything else, Mr. Shen?
no, Your Honor.
Anything else from you, Mr. Perlman?
No, Judge.
And you heard what I just told your lawyer, right, sir?
Like ask him the questions about.
Well, you heard what I just said about the camera equipment.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So we'll let it go with that. And I'll give you guys an early court date of July 13th at 1. And if somebody wants to file a motion because the prosecutor doesn't agree to it, I'd be glad to entertain it at that time. Okay.
Yes, I believe my client has a question. I have no problem with it.
What's your question?
Like I was saying, I am residing at the address you gave. Is that the address of McDonald's or?
Yes.
Okay.
22172.
So I live in the house, not that McDonald's, but I live in the house.
What house?
Joseph is illegally residing in, squatting inside of. I did sign a contract with the homeowner to live there. And then
Where's that at?
That is, it's like about 3 minutes from the McDonald's. Like I moved in, all my equipment's there.
Wait a minute, slow down.
Yes, sir.
You're telling me you're living in the same house as Mr. Lucrecio?
Well, he doesn't live there legally. He's,
I don't care. Is he living there?
yes, he is living there.
You cannot have any contact with him. So you're gonna have to find another place. If you're gonna run into him by going back to that property address, you're not gonna have any contact with him, sir. You're gonna have to go elsewhere. Do you understand that?
Okay. The court provide anything or?
Well- Well, Judge, I guess the concern and what the issue is that my clients are, bringing to the court is that my client has a legal right to be there, and this person does not have a legal right to be there.
But how do you want me to decide that now? Now, wait a second.
It's a court order.
Hang on. You're telling me that. How am I supposed to determine that now, Mr. Perlman? Because you tell me and your client tells me that he's just squatting and he's illegally there. I don't have any authority. I mean,
I
come on,
understand- I understand that,
prosecutors
Judge.
involved and witnesses involved and police involved. And do you know anything about that, Detective Cerna? Is this gentleman a squatter, Mr. Lucrecio?
From my understanding, Your Honor, he is being evicted on this Friday. I haven't seen any eviction paperwork or anything. That's just what I was told from the officers at the time ago.
Is it before this court pending?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
It's got to be in this court, right? In this 33rd District Court, that landlord-tenant action?
Yes.
Well, I mean, guys, I'm just telling you, as of now, Mr. Adams is not going to have any contact with Mr. Lucrecio. Now, if Mr. Lucrecio is evicted before the next court date, I'll be glad to change my mind. But but I'm not going to sit here and make findings that the guy's a squatter or anything. I don't know anything about that. Maybe it was in front of me, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I handle cases every day, but I'm telling you, you're not going back there if he's there. Do we understand one another?
If he's there, yes, sir.
Sir, don't go back to that house.
Okay.
If you go back to that house and he ends up there, you are not going to like what I'm going to do. I promise you that.
No, sir.
You're going to be sitting in jail a long time awaiting bond or awaiting trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I'm going out of my way. You're out of state. I gave you a personal bond on a stalking charge. Don't tempt fate. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Jeffrey Scott Vance, are we ready on that?
Yes.
26F703966.
Your Honor.
Let me see then.